It's a huge week for Rangers coming up with the Bears taking on Celtic in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Whatever happens this weekend, the Gers are in transition and the next couple of months are going to be pivotal in Rangers history. In today's video, we'll go over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours, which includes a financial expert revealing the true value of Rangers after £112 million takeover news. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Alfredo Morelos has dropped another transfer exit clue amid ongoing speculation surrounding his future. The Colombian frontman is out of contract in the summer and is widely expected to depart Glasgow for a new challenge. It remains to be seen where Morelos will end up, but the striker took to Instagram following the poor display against Aberdeen on Sunday. The 26-year-old led the line for Michael Beale's side and played the full 90 minutes without making a serious impact on proceedings. On Instagram, he wrote, "Es mejor ni hablar," which translates into, "It's better not to talk." Last week, Beale dropped a major hint on Morelos' future. As he spoke following victory over St Mirren, he told Sky Sports, "Last week, everyone that played, barring maybe Alfredo and Allen, will be a Rangers player next season, and it was a strong performance again with 5 goals. Since I've come back in, I've tried to pick continuity, and we've seen that a lot of the same players have played and the results in the main games have been good with 19 wins in 22 games. I've been delighted with the application of the players, and what I get to do in the summer is add my own stamp on the ground a bit more. I always have a fingerprint on the group because I was there when a lot were recruited, but I get to really put my stamp on the things in the summer and I'm excited by it." Just a quick one before we get back into the video guys, we've released our brand new merchandise. We've got our Graham Souness Tim Scalping t-shirts, along with our Michael Beale Stan Smith tees. Do shop the collection by going to rfcclothing.com or going down into the link in the description. Let's get back into today's video. A £112 million valuation for Rangers is accurate if Scottish teams can hold on to their 2 Champions League qualification spots. That is the opinion of financial expert Kieran Maguire, who spoke exclusively to Football Insider about the risk facing Scottish football if they perform poorly in Europe. Recently, it was revealed that the latest share issue at Rangers values the club at just less than £112 million. A Companies House submission revealed the club's latest share issue, which saw 3 million shares allotted at 25 pence each. The Glasgow Giants posted a £5.9 million profit for the financial year ending in June 2022, with our revenue boosted by the success in Europe. Rangers followed it up by performing badly in the Champions League group stage, and Maguire has warned Scotland that it would be impossible to maintain their current value if they lost the Champions League qualification spot. He said, "For as long as Scotland have 2 clubs that qualify for the group stages of the Champions League, then the benefit that brings does contribute towards the valuation of the participants. A valuation of around £112 million has to be taken with a pinch of salt, as we don't know the current trading prices of the shares. It is probably in the right area for valuation, but there is still a concern for Scottish football. If Scottish teams do perform poorly in Europe and lose a Champions League spot because of UEFA's coefficient system, then it would be impossible to justify that valuation." Nico Raskin insists it's hugely important that Rangers produce a victory over Celtic this weekend in the Scottish Cup. The midfielder arrived in Glasgow in January and has quickly adapted to the Scottish game, but like Michael Beale, he has failed to produce a win over Celtic. Despite this, Raskin believes the gap is closing between Rangers and Celtic, and the Belgian youngster has a positive feeling that he and his teammates can produce the goods at Hampden Park. He told Sky Sports, "It's very important for 2 reasons. Rangers need to win something for the season, and it is our last chance. We also want to win against them. The last game we lost, but we have another feeling we're not that far from them. We had some chances, okay, they won, so now we focus even more on ourselves, and we go with a strong team and mentality and go for it. The atmosphere was great, the half-and-half stadium was great, now we want to make our fans proud. The last time we lost this game and it was painful to see them enjoying it with their fans and see our fans sad, we will go for it. I'm waiting to play in the old firm at our stadium. I have played there at Celtic Park in Hampden. You can feel the atmosphere. It is great when you have 60,000 that are so passionate you can feel it. It is something you don't see in every country. You need to see it and feel it to understand what it is." Alex Reyes urged Rangers to do their talking on the pitch when they face off against Celtic on Sunday. The former Rangers midfielder has criticised manager Michael Beale and his players for some of their comments in the build-up to derby fixtures in recent months. Beale branded his opposite number, Ange Postecoglou, a lucky man when he first arrived in Glasgow as a manager, before striker Fashion Zakala branded Celtic the other mob back in February. And now Reyes told his former team to remain focused ahead of Sunday's game as we look to finish our season on a high. He told New Slots Cloche, "If you're talking about a game plan, then Rangers have to get in their faces, it has to be a high press, you can't allow them to dictate. If you sit off them, Celtic have the quality middle to front. I think Callum McGregor is one of the standout players, if not the best player in Scotland. Celtic have had it far too easy, Rangers need to get after them, within the laws of the games of course. They have to roll up their sleeves and show a level of competitiveness. This game is all about the result. People talk about Rangers playing well in the last Old Firm game, but it's all about winning. The performance doesn't matter, it's all or nothing for Rangers and they have to produce. I also hope Rangers keep things in-house this week. There have been too much talking ahead of these games. They need to do their talking on the pitch and show what they're capable of. Social media is not a great barometer, but there is unhappiness among the Rangers support, and I think it's unfair on Michael Beale, who has only been able to bring in 2 players, Todd Cantwell and Nico Raskin, who have done quite well. If we can win at Hampden, it will be a huge springboard going into the summer, with the fans knowing that reinforcements are coming and they can regroup and have a real go next season. Of course, if he loses, the opposite will happen, and it'll be a massive setback as everybody knows, second is nowhere in Glasgow. Giovanni van Bronckhorst has been spotted publicly back in the United Kingdom for the first time since he was sacked as manager of Rangers. The Dutchman was axed from his Ibrox position back in November last year following a string of poor league results. Van Bronckhorst has kept a low profile since, but he was pictured last night at the Etihad Stadium as Manchester City clashed with Arsenal in the top of the Premier League table showdown. The former Rangers manager was pictured taking a phone call, and TalkSport presenter Jim White also spotted him taking in the action from the stands. Van Bronckhorst moved to Arsenal from Rangers for £8 million back in 2001 and went on to play 50 times under the leadership of Arsene Wenger. He won the Premier League title in 2001-2 and also the FA Cup in 2002-3. Van Bronckhorst also has connections to Manchester City and Pep Guardiola after spending time with him in 2019 after leaving his first management job at Feyenoord Rotterdam. Since his sacking at Ibrox, the 48-year-old has not been linked with many management jobs. Rangers fans, what do you make of Alfredo Morelos' situation, and would you like to see him stay at the club this summer? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we do have our Rangers t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.